the girlfriend called her to insult her, and tell her that she was not good in bed. The husband told the girlfriend, that she was not good in bed. That's why she's being left. So she must leave. What must she do? Because she feels she needs to confront her and tell her off. But she was wondering, was that going to be the best, thing to do? All right. So a girlfriend has been taunting you and calling you to want to insult you and tell you that you are not good in bed. All right. So there could be some truth. I'm sure you didn't expect that answer. Okay, so anyway, it's a joke, really. This is how I look at this particular situation. First and foremost, it's a very, very painful thing for you to find out that your husband has been cheating on you, he's into infidelity, and then the girlfriend even has access to talk to you, to actually call you and, get to talk that way to you. It is very, very bad. I want to underline that. That is very, very disrespectful, and that is very wrong. Now, let me come to you, madam, who is the wife. How are you going to respond to a person who's not a wife? First and foremost, it is not even worth it to entertain a conversation. For you to even listen to all the things that this other woman is talking about is a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. When she calls you, she introduces herself, you don't know the person. The moment she starts now getting into the private space of your life, cut the phone. It is not necessary for you to get the details of what this woman is talking about. The fact that you let her even describe a lot of things was already a wrong move. You don't have to. Next time, never even let her talk to you a minute. Second, the moment she uses a phone you probably don't know and you discover she's the one, cut the phone. It's not worth it. It's not even worth it for you to start entertaining what she talked about. Now, let me get to what she said. Because she already spoke, and the things that she spoke have actually hit your brain. Probably, you may want to revisit your sexual life. You may want to. Do not trash everything. Do not throw everything and just get upset. You may want to do some search, some introspection in your life. There is a tendency to many of us as wives. There's a tendency of us settling, relaxing, and just thinking because you are the one he has married, you are just so relaxed without making efforts in any way, not being skillful in any way. It is just good for you, and you are not doing this for him or to stop him. The notion that let me improve my sexual life so that he doesn't go somewhere else, that shouldn't be the factor. That shouldn't be something that is encouraging you to improve your sexual life. This is about you. Life is about you. Everything that you do, when you change, you stop looking at the other person. Everything that you're doing it because of you. You're doing it because you want to enjoy. You're doing it because you want to actually get the thrill of it. It should be about you. And so check yourself out. How has it been? Of course, the challenge shouldn't be, or the activator shouldn't be what you heard. But this, I'm just trying to speak to all of you who are just watching right now. From this question, you better do some prevention, which is better than cure. And sometimes the things that you get to do and you get to evolve and you get to advantage yourself may prevent a lot of things. Everything that you do must be about satisfying you, must be about bringing happiness to you, must be about bringing joy to you. Getting a phone to call a girlfriend, I'm telling you, it is the worst thing you can do to your life. Why do you even have to demote yourself? Calling her to say what? Lay off. Others will say, hey, stop talking to my husband. Hey, lay off your... Are you for real? That is the last thing you can do to your life. Never reduce yourself like that. Whatever is going on between you, between your husband and the other woman, let me tell you, you addressing this issue with a third party is a waste of time. Even when you want to address it with your spouse, never address it when you are angry. Cool down. Collect your thoughts. When you are talking to him, never speak to him as though you are his mother. Never speak to him with threats. Never speak to him with an hysterical behavior. It does not work. The last time I researched, it doesn't work. When you talk composed, toned down, keep the meeting short. Let me tell you something. If you are married and your husband can still listen to you the 16th minute to a conversation of accusation in the 16th minute, you are a very good communicator. Because him listening to you 15 minutes when you're angry is enough. 16th minute is not even listening to what you are saying. He has actually built a wall. And the rest of the time, you are actually just stressing and getting upset and really shortchanging your life, shortcutting your life, and closing your life to die early. Because the more angry you are about his behavior, the more angry you are, the more you are stressing yourself, the more you are getting your heart to be destroyed, the more you are getting yourself to have high blood pressure, the more you have things like arthritis, too many things that will affect your body. For what? For something you cannot control. Because you can never change his behavior. You can change you. And so this is what I usually stand for. I usually advise a lot of women when there's issues of infidelity, please never go to attack infidelity when you are still upset, when you are angry. It has already happened, and your anger, your hysterical behavior won't change what has already happened. You need to cool down, calculate. Do you want to still be with him? Do you want to divorce him? The choice is yours. If you want to choose one route, it has got its own laws. There are rules of engagement to whichever route you choose. If you want divorce, there are rules of engagement. If you want to stay, there are rules of engagement. You can never want one route and behave the other route. In other words, you cannot behave unmarried when you want to be married. But the issue of you having, insults and engagements with the girlfriend is the waste of time and something you should never, ever, ever do. Never in your life ever confront a girlfriend. You are much more worth than the way you are degrading yourself, and it is not worth it. It is not worth it. Any other question? Any question? I'm waiting. Before we conclude, we have about 15 minutes. Can I have some questions? Can I have some questions? It's a conversation. I'm not giving a lecture. I'm waiting. Is there any person with a follow-up question from what I've answered? Okay, there was another question somebody asked that if you impregnate somebody, okay, and then that somebody goes and have an abortion, are you also a sinner? Because you didn't know you impregnated that person, you're not married, and the person goes behind your back and they have an abortion. Is there something that can go against you? Let me tell you my answer. First and foremost, you've got to understand when the relationship started, already, what are you calling that? Okay? Already you've started fornicating. So that is sin number 1. Sin number 2, you are an accomplice. Because whatever this person has done, you are the one who enhanced or who made them. If you did not impregnate her, she wouldn't have aborted. So in the court of law, you are also answerable. And therefore, if that person has aborted, you are part of the abortion. You are part of what this person has done. Because initially, this person wouldn't have done what they've done if you did not contribute in the doing of what you were doing. So, in the first place, stop what you are doing, okay, so that she's not pregnant again, okay? So it is important for you to appreciate that. Any other question, people? Is there any question? I think I've run out of the questions that I was asked, so I'm just waiting. If there is no question, I'll be winding up. If there is no other question from the group, then I'll be winding up. Is there any question I haven't seen? Is there any question? Do we have any question? Everybody who's watching, are you satisfied with everything? You've got no question? Okay, yeah, I remember one question. Somebody asked me that, yeah, this one is tough. It's a tough question, okay? That the husband has been asking, okay? He's been asking to have sex from behind. What must she do? That's a tough one, yeah. Okay? What must she do? The husband has been requesting that, you know what, I don't want to go out there to go and sleep with the man or something. I want to remain within marriage, and I would love us to start having sex from the back. What do you do as a wife? Okay. So the issue of marriage, I think it is something that is sometimes overrated, sometimes underestimated, what goes on in marriage. I think it is important, this is how I look at marriage. It is important for people to understand marriage is not about the other person. Marriage is about you. There has to be some happiness you need to start extracting out of you, even as you've allowed another person to be part of your life. So when it comes to lovemaking is not about the other person. It is about you. Okay? So, even when you are talking about particular positions, these positions, you also have to be comfortable. You've got to discuss. We are coming from an environment or a culture where we don't really discuss sex. We don't discuss, lovemaking. Even afterwards, couples do not ask, how was it? Was it okay? Any improvement? People don't have such type of conversations. I think it is high time you did at individual level. It is important for you to have a conversation where you talk about your sexuality with your partner. Because you can be going on 20 years and it is not good at all. So, you see that I'm trying to avoid answering the question because maybe I don't even know the answer. But let me attempt. Let me attempt. Seriously, if your conscience is not right, you are not happy, your conscience is not okay about that, it's good you do not offer that. Someone asked me, is there a scripture? I would lie that there is a particular scripture that talks about that. All I know is that the back, that is the outlet. That is where date comes from. And therefore, because date comes from there, nothing should be going in. Where something comes out. Nothing should go in. Then a question comes in, is a blowjob okay? Please don't take me there. Let's not answer that question. Do what you want to do. If it excites you and you are happy, please go ahead and do the things that excite you. But anyway, on a serious note, anal sex, seriously, it lines up to the abominations. It lines up, even if it is not really written that don't do this, don't. The Bible, if the Bible was mentioning everything, I think we're not going to even carry it. But there are some things that are in the abominations, and I think that is one of them. If really it was something that is allowed, then we wouldn't be having outlets. And look at the people that have actually been engaging in anal sex. Look at their lives. Look at what happens when there's been anal penetration. A lot of things get to go wrong healthy-wise. There are a lot of people with cancers, a lot of people with a lot of diseases actually have been gotten as a result of that particular lifestyle. So that is my take. The lifestyle has had a lot of disadvantages and a lot of side effects. A lot of people have had a lot of bad side effects, and therefore it is something that you've got to tell your husband, no, I cannot do this. And that should not make you to feel guilty because I think his orientation has changed. You may need some coaching. You may need somebody who needs to walk up into your life before it's too late. You need a mentor who will help the two of you with what is going on. Well, many men may not want those things to be discussed, but this is for your own safety. You may need to engage another person to actually come through into your marriage to help you. That is a sign that something is not right. There's some wrong orientation taking place in your husband's life. So I see there are no more questions written here. I'm going to call it a night. And so it will be good before Thursday, send your questions in advance so that we can get to answer the questions. Do have a lovely evening. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.